welcome to another edition of the Fatu Network News Review program. We would like to welcome you to yet another edition. I am Fatu Kamara.
And I am Omar Wali.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. Myself and Omar Wali will be here for another 45 minutes to 1 hour to bring you information. First, we will start with the newspapers, but just to update you all that right now, the staff of the Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation outside protesting that they want their managing director to go today, and they're right now at the State House waiting for the president. They said, we are going to be waiting here. Either we go inside or the president comes out and talk to us. They're outside there. We're trying to interview them so we can get you to know what is happening. But they did say that they had a discussion amongst themselves and that nobody will talk to the press until they're done. But we will try to find out. We would still call them and try to see if we can have any other information. But all that we know right now is that the staff of Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation are outside the State House right now calling on their MD to leave, and they said either Barrow comes out and talk to us or we go inside and talk to President Barrow. But we're not leaving today without our managing director leaving that office because they said they cannot work with him. And we are going to take a look at the newspapers. Then that way we can come into the discussion proper because we had an interview with the Social Security MD before, and we will talk about all of that and what happened since that time. But on the Standard newspaper, Interior Minister not sacked, Mbalo is out, and he actually spoke to us yesterday saying that he is still the Interior Minister, and if there is information out there about him being sacked, he said maybe this is something that they know and that I don't know. But right now, as far as he was concerned at that time when he was talking to us, he said he is still the Minister for Interior and he was at his office when he spoke to us. And Mbalo was also at the National Assembly yesterday during question time. The MP for Sabah Sanjal, Mr. Usman Toure, put it to him, asking him if you know that the Gambian people, they're losing confidence in the internal security of this country. And Mbalo said to him that the security situation in Gambia is not out of control. He's saying the situation that we have is not like it is so really, really bad. It is not out of control. That's what he answered to parliamentarians at the National Assembly. And the Solicitor General, Cherna Morena, is also on the Standard newspaper explaining the state of exhumed Jammeh victims. He is on the paper saying that the state is yet to conduct any forensic examination on the bodies. He said this is a lack of technical capacity. They don't have anything. And by the way, what happened to the forensic lab that Mai was working on? We'll have to check on that later. But yes, Cherna Morena, the Solicitor General, is also saying that there is a problem of identifying which body belongs to who. When they took out the bodies now, they don't know which one is Jajanyas or which one is Jagajany or which one is Abdullah and all the rest the bodies that were exhumed. But later on, Omar Wali and I will delve into that so we can talk more about it. And also the presidential advisor wants Mai to shut up or else. That is like, keep talking, and if you keep talking, we have stuff that we're going to bring out. This kind of look like a threat, and to some people on social media, that's how they see it. They're like, why would he say this? We actually tried to reach out to him. We contacted him and spoke to him to have him interviewed. I actually never even heard about his name. Omar, thank you for letting me know today. I didn't even know that... he is advisor to the president. But we called him. His name is Musa Jang. He's the presidential advisor. And we called him, but he said he would not be able to make it today because he has somewhere to go. But he is saying that my Fati has to stop talking. If not, my Fati would know. So we were trying to find out what he has in stock. That's why we invited him and say, what do you mean? Like, what would you bring out? What? But he is going out today, so he couldn't make it. The Fertilizer Scandal is also on the Standard newspaper with Omar Biai, the leader of the All People's Party. He has called on President Barrow to demonstrate transparency and accountability in this fertilizer issue. O.J. Jallow actually was out and he said, there is no iota of truth in this. He did talk about that, but still, there are people calling on social media. I saw it this morning, and also from Omar Biai, the leader of the All People's Party, which is a new political party, saying that, Barrow, we are not going to let this go. He said fertilizer scandal must not be swept under the carpet. Mai Fati spoke about the probe into Haruna Jatta's killing. May is saying when this happened, it was not under my command. He said Haruna was not killed by the forces under my command. At that time, he was Interior Minister. He said this actually has purely everything to do with ECOMIC, and it has nothing to do with us. But he's saying that investigations, I'm sure, are on the way. But this was the time that he was there. Right now, he couldn't tell because he's no longer the Interior Minister. I am not aware of any 7 million euro youth project. That's the words of Henry Gomez during question time at the National Assembly. He also comes under a lot of criticism from this. Somebody wrote to me today saying, do you know that the PS was whispering onto the minister to tell him every question that he has to answer? Well, definitely, I actually didn't see the video. It was a very, very busy day for us. We'll try to go through it and see what's happening right there. Interior Minister concerned with murder cases. That's what we just read to you not long ago when he said that. Definitely the situation is still not out of control. And the police get new IGP. That was what the word was when we got it yesterday, and then today we had to find out if this was an appointment. But our attention was called to it, and then we were told that he is he's appointed acting Inspector General of Police and not the Inspector General of Police. So we made that correction, even though many don't understand that media houses would, sometimes come back and say, we reported this is the issue. But they're like, oh, we don't like the media now. They give us wrong information. There's no wrong information because what happened is, we got information that he was appointed and as IGP, but now his appointment letter has acting IGP. One would think that you would say, oh, thank you for getting back to us and letting us know. But, that's how it is. And Turo Dabo to offer overseas treatment opportunities to Faraba victims. We were also trying to find out more about this story, but I think his spokesperson picked, and Omar will tell you about that later. And another ex-close associate to appear before the commission today. That is about the Nigerian crude oil issue. That is Julia Joyner, the former Secretary General. She also worked at the African Union. So that's all in the newspapers. Thank you. We want to check with the Social Security protest, Omar. Let me just check how far they've gone, and then we'll come to you so we can discuss all these issues. But let's try to find out. Even though they said they don't want to talk to nobody right now until later. Well, let's call them. Wow. Because yesterday we were not planning to call them. So let's try to see what is happening they're at the State House, we understand right now, waiting for the president to address them. They said they don't want Mr. Manjang. They want Mr. Manjang out. Yeah, hello. Allah PRO le. Huh? Al ninjual be negotiation la. Al ninjual be negotiation la. Dr. Aissatou Touré. Dr. Aissatou Touré bang. Okay. I think Aissatou Diba. You said Aissatou Diba. Okay, I think we can hear them properly. They're at the State House right now protesting that they want MD Manjang to go. I was trying to ask, but it's definitely not Aissatou Touré. I think he said Aissatou Diba or something Diba. I don't know what they're saying, but we'll try to reach them later. Omar Wali, when this news came, Omar Wali said, wow, Gambia now, everyone is protesting for everything. They want their MD out.
Yes, like they spoke to you, but they did not tell you the reason why. This thing has been going on for a very long time now. They said they want the MD to go. And the issue came up, it was addressed, and this came back to us again and said they are protesting. So we don't know actually why they are protesting again, because all what they have been telling us is that we want the managing director to go.
Yeah, it's the same reason. It's the same thing they're protesting. They said they don't want him. They want him to go. So they actually told me this morning, they called and said and asked, what is the media doing about this, about their situation? And I said, what do you mean your situation? Because we've already interviewed you and we interviewed the MD. So now what is there that you want the media to do? And then they said, we still want him to go. So that was what they said before they start the protest again. But it's the same thing, it's the same reason they're out. They said they don't want the MD, they want him to go. Let's try to see one more time if we'll be able to reach them. But
okay.
I guess it's all about that. Really unfortunate situation, and they have to go out there still trying to see. Let's try to see. Hopefully it will get better this time. Hello, yes.
Hello?
Yeah, no, can you call Hani Sai Muna Nalbe protest come for Hani Sai Yin cooking on them Bampur MD.
The same thing, we are not satisfied because the government respond. Government respond among Kontani Polo.
Government Yamune for? Government Yamune respond?
No, Kununko, for your information, I'm sort of from our deputy director. Kununko, meetings. How we cannot imagine a Sunday meeting after 4 with the Minister of Finance. I need a call. Come back and discuss with us. The petition minister everywhere is null and void.
Akala petitioner is all null and void.
It's all null and void. I would have put Namoli. Okay, definitely. Amadu is this. I don't know some about the free Kenyan and Bole. Kenyan and Amadu were so 38. Although 2012 started, I think I retired voluntarily from Standard Bank up to 2 million plus. 70%, but 70%, 2 million plus. You know, all of a sudden, 2000 cabinet changes in 2017, the Ataman are empty. The Graham Bigel, and don't mind, I think, anyway. If we have one that, long up to now, there's going to be long to our level, if we're still on our salary. So, but people are not satisfied. Coming up with several managers directors, but there was no protest for
But I'll talk, you are not satisfied with him. What is it exactly? I'm not satisfied. Is he traveling too much? Is he, why?
No. I am deprived from our rights. Yeah, from our rights and privileges, ability.
So I also deprived from your rights and privileges. And what are those rights? Is it the loans and stuff?
Well, they are plentiful. Yeah.
So say I'll be State House for sign file, but a State House. No, well, so more 4 or 5, 4 or 5 or level time president level seal about 4. Okay. So sa altol ko dal mom bu ñu ko fasita drong al ko ñu ko fasita
in 2009 we fought 2 cases for them upon their request.
Okay.
It will be comparable to what start. Even Navek, something, over 800 million. But Navek staff will even supervisors are even higher than our manager.
Okay.
In that thing. So I knew it more fun.
Okay, boy. So, thank you very much. Bella mo learning but I'm a officer, then we can find out what else. Okay, thank you. But I'll okay, no problem. Okay. Well, then after all London. Thank you very much for your demanding. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so what he's saying is that they don't want the MD because he deprived them from their rights and privileges.
Yeah, but they're not specific. What are those rights and what are those privileges?
Yeah, that's what they've been saying it. They said that the loans, they're not, the loans that they were getting before, they're not getting that. It's just everything that they're entitled to. That's in.
Yes, because if you are protesting, you protest for a reason.
Yeah,
and most people are saying they are not following the right procedures. You cannot just leave the Social Security and walk to the State House, where there is president, you said, I'm going to lay down my demands and talk to the president directly. Like people are commenting here, they said they should follow the procedure, go to the ombudsman, and there are channels where they should follow. And they have been telling us they are not satisfied, but they did not tell us why. But we are also getting reports that this is a man who has stepped up and deny or put a mechanism in place to not to allow them to get some of the things that were unnecessary things. So I think that's why they are saying they are not satisfied with him.
Yeah. Well, it's a difficult situation. I was talking to them earlier today and I said, but we saw a house of one of your staff on social media, and they said, yes, we all have houses, but they are loans. That's what they said. They said they're loans. But what we're going to do, since we have a lot, let's take a break and have Mariam's segment, and then after that we have Coach Pasama Jau to talk to online, and we also have to discuss about all these issues up here. So, and the Vice President's office was also contacted today about the word that's making the rounds on social media. That she's the reason why Mbalo is still in office, because the President, according to information, was out to get rid of Mbalo and the SIS. But they're saying it was the Vice President who said, do not do that. The Vice President's office responded saying this was never even a subject matter. So we will talk about all of that. Right now, let's take a break, and when we come back, we will hear from Mariam.
My AfriCell 3G SIM card.
Why use a 3G SIM card when you have a 4G phone? Replace your 3G SIM card today for the real AfriCell 4G SIM and receive 1 gigabyte of internet data for free.
Really?
Yes, get 1 gigabyte for free just by replacing your SIM card at any AfriCell outlet with no loss of contact. The cost of bundle from the 3G SIM card is the same for the 4G SIM. And guess what? With the 4G SIM card, you can also connect to the 3G network as well.
This is so cool. I'll replace my 3G SIM card right away to the real 4G SIM and receive my very own 1 gigabyte for free.
From AfriCell, it's always real and it's for free.
Where AfriCell goes, no one has the speed to follow.
Thank you very much, Omar and Fatu. This is Viva Tube with Mariam. Earlier on today, Pasamba Jau on Twitter tweeted saying, I want to believe President Barrow is committed to his honor, and his honor was he is going to serve for 3 years transition. If he wants to go for 5 years, that is constitutional, he tweeted. At Times newspaper also tweeted saying, the President Donald Trump lie again. Maxi Wada says she did not call for harm of Trump and his officials, she stated. Maslam Sane also tweeted. He said, ensuring and consolidating peace towards democratization, capacity building training for members of Inter-Party Committee, IPC and IPC regional sensitization teams. And the teams are building conflict, resolving political parties for constructive engagement and conflict preservation. And also on Facebook, Alibaba Ace Cham posted on Facebook earlier, he said, get me some marijuana cough syrup. Note, I made the research of marijuana cough syrup earlier on. The Food and Drug Administration on Monday approved the country's first drug deprived from marijuana, a medication that treats 2 rare and devastating forms of epilepsy. This approval serves as a reminder that advancing sound development programs that properly evaluate active ingredients contained in marijuana can lead to important medical therapies. FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb said in a statement, and the FDA is committed to these kinds of careful scientific research and drug development. Mai Ahmed Fati also posted on Facebook saying, Gambians are very resilient. It's very inspiring how the nation united and to empathize over tragedy, yet as a people, our collective tragedy must not provoke us into inflicting corruption, victimization. The Gambia police force as a corporate entity should not be dehumanized. The full story is on Facebook for more information. Thank you very much. This is Viva Stupid Mariam Sisi.
Africa Global is pleased to launch Dalaba Housing Estate. Dalaba Housing Estate is our newest estate located on the Sukuta Jaban Road. You can buy a finished 2 or 3 bedroom house or service plots accompanied with a free fence and gate. At Dalaba Housing Estate, you get to enjoy bituminized roads, gated and fenced properties, solar street lights, water reticulation, public amenities, 1,500 fruit trees aligned in streets and many more. Make a 40% down payment today and spread the balance conveniently for 10 years with GTBank, EcoBank and Trust Bank. Terms and conditions apply. Wait, this is the best part. We are giving a discount on outright payments. For more information and exceptional service, please call our office line on +220 4410 Better still, call us on mobile or via WhatsApp on +220 376 2333 or +220 776 2333. You can also visit our website on www.tafafricahomes.com. TAF Africa Global. Our experience is global. Our focus is Africa.
Welcome back to the program. If you're just joining us, this is the Fatu Network News Review program, and I am Fatu Kamara. And right now, I think we have Coach Pasambajau, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're trying to have Coach Pasambajau on the line from the U.S., from Washington, and then we will have a short discussion with him. We're also trying to see if we can reach out to the Managing Director of the Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation, because this is happening right now. I hate to put people on the spot. So what we would do, we'll send him a text message and see if he's comfortable for us to put him on air. And then if he agrees, then we will call him directly. Okay, so we're trying to put Coach Pasambajau on the phone. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, you can go on with him.
Hello, Coach. How are you doing?
I am doing great, sir.
Welcome to the news review. I'm doing well.
That's good.
Well, let's go to the point straight. In your early morning tweet, you said, I want to believe President Barrow is committed to these honors, and his honors was for he is going to serve for 3 years transition. If he wants to go for 5 years, that is constitutional. Can you elaborate more on this?
Well, actually, those were my party's words.
Right.
Because it was published in the Standard today, and I found it interesting. Because what I do when I read articles that I find interesting, I will extract something from it to post it together with the article so as to draw people's attention to it, or at least interest. So that was my first words, and I believe it is a very interesting saying coming from Mai at this time. And I think now that elections are over, the next big topic of discussion in the Gambia would be whether Barrow should or should not serve 3 years. But coming from Mai, definitely I think it's a very interesting thing, and you can see the reaction of people, being that he was, I think, even though he may not have outwardly or strongly endorsed that, but I remember the press conference that was held by the UDP, NRP, and GMC leading to the National Assembly elections, where Mr. Dabo, that is Usain Dabo, made the pronouncement that Barrow would serve 5 years. Even if he were to want to step down after 3 years, he would personally go to court. And I didn't see anything or hear anything from Mai that would suggest that he did not agree with that position then.
So put quite simply, this is too late coming from Mai, which means you should have said this earlier than today.
I don't think it is too late. I think it is just interesting the time that it is made. Maybe Mai had sat down and reflected on the matter and said, you know what, hey, maybe it is important that Barrow respects the agreement that he had. To tell you the truth, personally, I believe that Barrow should step down after 3 years because I don't believe that is a violation of the Constitution. But I also believe that if Barrow is to stay in power for 5 years,
nobody should try to stop him from running for office, because the same constitution that gives him the right to stay in power for 5 years gives him the right, without restriction, to seek for office if he wants to, at least for a second term.
Now, who do you hold responsible for this saga? 3 years, 5 years? Because some blame the coalition leaders, say when they went to the negotiating room, they knew there was a constitution, but they settled for 3 years. So, from your own point of view, who do you hold responsible for this?
I don't think it's as much of a problem as people make it to be, because there is nothing in our constitution that says that a president cannot resign before his term is over, or her term is over. There is nothing in the constitution that says that. They would have only violated the constitution if they said Barrow would serve a term of 6 years instead of 5 years, because the constitution said the president would serve no more than 5 years per term. That's what it says. So meaning that you can be sworn in as president today and you decide to resign tomorrow. There was a reason why the coalition did that, because if you read what Mike said, that was one of the key issues that led them to agree to all come together. So meaning it was very important to them. Because let's also understand what the coalition was trying to do. They understood that they needed to create a level playing field. This was why when the coalition came together, GOFA, the Gambia Opposition for Electoral Reform, when they came together, the demands that they were making was so that they would have a level playing field. So when they came together, they decided, okay, now what are we going to do? We are going to select one person among ourselves who would agree to serve no more than 3 years and would also not contest in the subsequent elections. And that president would ensure that there will be a level playing field. So the reforms that we need, the constitutional reform, the electoral reforms, and all these reforms would be done within a year. After that, Gambians would go and vote for any candidate they wish, or any party they wish, in an open democratic elections that will be free, fair, and without any of the things that we've been dealing with. So that was the objective. But of course, now we are dealing with technicalities. To me, I believe, I agree with Mai, that your word should always be your bond. If you say that this is what you're going to do, especially to a people that you campaign with, the manifesto that the coalition sent to the IEC was that there is a transitional government that they would establish and it would be for 3 years. Those were the things that they said. They campaigned for it. Of course, Barrow can stay for 5 years. Like Mai said, it's not going to be criminal. But again, it will be just going against the agreement that he had with the people. But of course, those who also support him to go for 5 years should not also go after him if he chooses to run for a second term, whether under a party, an existing party, or a new party, because the same constitution that gives him the right to stay in power for 5 years gives him the unfettered right to seek the mandate of the people if he so chooses to do so after his 5-year term.
Okay, let's get that clear. You are saying those who supporting Barrow to go for 5 years should not go against him if he wants to run for the second term?
Yeah, they should not call him greedy because it's like the only reason Barrow cannot run second term or should stay for only 3 years was because there was an agreement that he had with the people that I would be the president if I'm elected for 3 years, after which I will not contest the next election, so that I will not have this advantage of incumbency where people, have this advantage over the others. What I would do will be to preside over an election period that I would not be part of, but to make sure it will be free and fair. If people choose to vote for Omar Wali in an open election, great. If they choose to vote for Pata PJ, great. But I would not be part of it, so I would just be the facilitator.
Okay.
Of a free and fair election, and then Gambians can vote for whoever they want to. I'll go back to my life, do whatever I want to do, or if I want to run for elections in the future, I can do that.
Thank you so much, Coach Pasambajao, for your time.
Yeah, hello, Coach.
Thank you.
Hello, Coach. Now, how are you doing?
Auntie Fatu, yes.
Take my banya tojal. Auntie Fatu. Well, Coach Tamit, before you go, a lot of stuff happened. Just we have seen the Lehew Faraba, because since that time, Amun Lafi, and we know that you were on Fatu Radio. Why we wanted to ask the protesters, it was really tough. And then what is your take on all these issues you have?
Yeah, Fatu, I sat down and did